This is the plaintiff, Anne. She says she agreed to rent an apartment from the defendant for her parents to live in. Her mother saw it and loved it, but when she brought her father by on numerous occasions, he could never gain access. Eventually, he decided against renting the place because he could never go see it when he wanted. Now she's having one heck of a time recovering the $891 she's owed, so she's suing. This is the defendant, Jacqueline Williams. She says the plaintiff was very anxious for her to take the apartment off the market when her mother saw it and paid her a deposit and security. About a month later, she calls and says they changed their minds and want all their money back. They begged and begged a million times, so to be nice, she refunded their security. Now look where it's gotten her, into a lawsuit, because they want the rent returned too. She's accused of not giving it all back.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff rented an apartment for her parents to live in, but the defendant wouldn't give the dad access, so they canceled and didn't get their money back. The defendant says the plaintiff's mom saw it, so tough. It's the case of father knows best.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Anne, you've asked to be referred to only as Anne. You are suing Jacqueline Williams for $891 partial rent that you gave her from March 15th through March 31st that you feel she should not be able to keep. Tell me what happened.
Okay. I went, I think it was February 26th, which was a Thursday. I saw online that Miss Williams' place was for rent on Zillow.
Okay.
And also was listed there was the name of the real estate broker. I asked her if I could go and see the place. She did speak to the owner, and she said I could come by at about 6 p.m. So I went there at 6 p.m. I saw the place. I expressed to Miss Williams that it's not for me, it's for my parents, and I wanted them to come and take a look at it.
So what day did you go look at it?
I went on the 26th.
Okay, and did your parents ever come look at it?
Yes, my mother came on the 27th. My father was unable to come.
Okay.
So my mom came and she looked at it, and she, at first she was saying, well, it's too small and everything. And Miss Williams was saying, well, you can't get everything you want. And at the time, I agreed with Miss Williams. So that's what happened on the 27th. And on that day, I also said, well, I like the place a lot. And I gave her, at that time, I gave her $1,625 and $891.
So you rented the place?
The rent, yes. Gave her the money for the place, yes.
Okay, so apparently your mother liked it.
Well, I did. I was the one that was pushing it. I wanted her, so I did give her the money.
Okay, but you rented the place.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I did.
so you gave her how much? $1,625.
$1,625 and $891.
So the $1,625 was supposed to be security deposit?
No, $1,625.
And the
was
$891 was going to be rent from March 15th, not from March 1st.
Not from March 1st, because it was already the 26th, and she said she wanted it for the 1st, but I said that's impossible. It's in 2 days, on the 27th.
It was impossible for you?
Yes, it was impossible for me. So it was from the 15th to the 31st.
Okay. So she was going to give up that half month's rent in order to make this deal work.
Yes.
Then you guys or your parents were supposed to move in on the 15th. But what happened?
My father didn't get a chance to see the place, so he wanted to see the place. So on the Sunday I had spoken, which I do have the text message. I spoke to the real estate agent and asking her if we could see it, but she said Miss Williams was sick at that time. And also the second now we asked her. And then the real estate agent she said on the 6th that we could see, but when the 6th came, I said, well, my father said he's been trying to see it for so long, and it's been impossible. So at this point, he's just going to go by what my mom said, saying that it was too small and it's not suitable for them.
Okay.
Then she said, well, after going back and forth, she did give me back the broker's fee and Miss Williams.
How much did you pay in broker's fee?
$1,625.
Separate from the $1,625 you paid her in security?
Yes.
So you had laid out $1,625.
Yes.
Plus $1,625.
Yes.
Plus $891
yes.
for this place. $4,141, and
yes.
your father hadn't seen it?
Yes.
Why hadn't your father gone to see it if he knows his daughter was putting out $4,141?
Because I was the one that was leading really looking.
Well, then why does he all of a sudden have a voice?
Because they're the one that's going to live
Well,
there.
then I guess they needed to have you see, you can't have it both ways. Like, well, who do your
understand what
parents
you're
think they
saying.
are? I mean, they ask you to take care of it, you do, and then now what? You know, either they're in on it from the beginning or they're not in on it from the beginning. And your mother must have loved it because you wouldn't lay down $4,000 if your mother didn't love it. You're backtracking now because apparently you found another place.
No, we
or
didn't
they
find
changed your
another
mind. Were
place.
they moving from somewhere to be closer to you?
They're in my house.
They were in your house. Oh, you
Yeah.
definitely pushing this. All right. So
Yeah.
now.
Right.
So
that's what
now
I'm saying,
you
what
tell
happened.
me, you get a call on what day saying, change our minds.
Okay, I got a call around the 6th and said they changed their mind. But before that...
Did they say why? Yeah, before that, go ahead.
Initially, the mom said that the bedroom, when she said, I said you couldn't get everything, it's very spacious as you walk. And she said the bedroom itself may not be large enough. And I said, what size is your bedroom? Is it a king size? She said a queen size. I said, but I had a queen size in there and I had all these things, so it could fit. Additionally, plaintiff said to me, don't worry about it. Everything is okay. Don't put the house back on the market because mom had some little thing. Say, well, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I said, I hear what your mother said, so I have to put my apartment back on the market. I can't keep it off if your mom is not sure. The plaintiff said to me, don't worry about it, here is the check.
Behind her mother's back?
Her mother was...
Did her mother see that she was giving the check?
Her mother was at the door. I don't know if her mother saw. Her mother was right
Did your
there.
parents know that you gave money down?
I think they didn't. My mom did know that I gave, but she didn't know that it was going to be committing them. I think what was understood is like I was trying to get it, or at least hold it till I figured
What
my
would be the
father
point? But
would
do you
agree.
understand what you're suggesting? You're suggesting
Yes.
that there's a world that exists where you can pay $4,000 to lull her into thinking that it's rented, and then when it's too late for her to rent it, that you could say, ha, gotcha, we changed our minds, give me the money back. And then she took it off the market, didn't rent it to somebody else, and then you get to keep your money. So you putting the money down is the same as not. It's
No,
free
it
for
was
you. There's
one
no
day.
risk for you.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But that is what you're saying.
She took it off the market. It was the night of which is the Thursday. I mean, the Thursday I
that
went
is
to see. The
exactly
Friday I
what
went to
you
see
are
it.
saying. You
Yes.
are saying, I gave her the money so that she'd take it off the market. And she did. And then you got back everything except for the rent. The realtor, I don't understand why the realtor gave her back the realtor fee. Because realtors have earned the realtor fee when they have found you a place that's ready, willing, and able to rent to you. I don't understand how that happened. But you got that back, which is a bonus. Then you got back the security deposit, which she should because she didn't wreck the place. They didn't even move in. So the only thing that this landlord is keeping is what you bargained for, which is, hold the place. This is our place. Here's all the money. We're renting it. No, don't put it back on the market. Can't do that. So she takes all the risk, and then there's no risk to you if your parents change their minds?
So is this plaintiff out of luck?
Yeah, if he wanted to live there, he should have gone to see it with them.
You're nodding yes.
I am. Yeah, they're out of luck, but if the wife liked it, happy wife, happy life.
That's funny. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
It was a matter of, I think, 2 days. That's what I was. I
don't care if it's 2 seconds. Once you hand over $4,000 and tell her, we got a deal, you got a deal. And she is out that $891. When did you end up renting the place?
The 1st of April.
The 1st of April. So that is
Yes.
exactly what you're out. Another landlord might not. When did you return the security deposit?
On the 7th. She called on the 6th, and her husband
Okay,
came on the 7th.
I would not have done that because what if I hadn't rented it in April? I only had, less than 30 days to rent it. The law gives you 30 days to rent it. Somebody has to give you 30 days notice. So she could have
trying to do the
actually kept
Christian
that
thing.
for the next month's
No, but I
rent.
didn't-
Are you listening to me?
I am.
Because I'm not making up the law. I need you to open. I need you to close your mouth
No,
and
but I
open your
told her
ears.
no, I
Close
didn't
your
have to
mouth
get
and
it.
open your ears. So since you hadn't even given her 30 days notice, because you're telling her on the 7th that you're not going on the 15th, she would have a right to go ahead and keep the other 15 days of April 1st to April 15th. Now, of course, I would keep it to see if I rented it. Once you rent it on April 1st, you can't keep more than what you're out. So since you were able to rent it, you were lucky and able to rent it on April 1st, the law would only allow you to keep what you actually ended up keeping. But most landlords would have waited to see whether they were going to rent it before even deciding how much to return to you. So no, she's not going to return the $891. Contracts are real. They exist, even when they're verbal, even when they're month to month, even when they haven't been reduced to writing yet, even when they exist. And when you hand somebody $4,000 and say, we got a deal, please, whatever you do, don't rent it to anybody else, you don't get all of your money back. Verdicts for the defendant.
Thank you.
All right, so step on out here. How'd that go for you?
Not the way I expected it to go.
No. What surprised you about that ruling?
I thought that because a lot of time, then only a day passed or 2 days passed, that it was not going to be, I didn't think it was.
You thought a day was, it's not that much time. But
Yeah,
you know the law now, right?
Yes, I know.
Which
the
is
law.
what? 1 day equals?
The same amount as, I guess, as you saying.
The whole month. That's right. Okay, that's how the law works.
And I didn't ask her to give it to me right away. That's what I think even Ms. Williams was saying. I did say whenever amount of time, whenever possible.
Okay. We actually got back more than you were actually entitled to, so you should be happy.
Okay.
Follow Officer McIntosh this way. All right, step in here and tell us why you were so nice and gave her back more than you needed to. Come on, up here.
Well, I was nice enough because I think it was just a Christian thing to do. So I did that.
You're a nice landlord.
Thank you.
Harvey?
Okay, you know what? I got a couple of seconds, so I want to give you some ground rules on contracts. Number one, you have a legal right to break a contract. You always have that legal right. What you need to do is gauge the amount of damages that you're going to have to pay as a result of your breach. And that can vary wildly. It may be that the other side doesn't incur any damage, or they may incur a huge amount of damage. So you got to judge what it is. You have a right to breach the contract as long as you're willing to pay.